They say that giving birth is the most beautiful, transformative moment of a woman's life, a doorway between worlds where pain and joy dance together in a symphony of life. But what if, right after that miracle, something so strange, so chilling happened? Something that not only defied the usual expectations, but forced a brand new mother to whisper to me, her own mother, in a trembling voice, "Hide, hide under the bed, now." Hey there, welcome back to the channel. If you love gripping, unbelievable real-life stories that keep you at the edge of your seat, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and drop a comment below. Because trust me, you'll want to talk about this one. Now get comfy, because what you're about to hear will have you questioning what you think you know about family, secrets, and the fragile moment between life and death. It all started in the early hours of a misty October morning. My daughter Emily had gone into labor the night before. Her husband Jason had called me at 1:36 a.m., his voice trembling as he said, "It's time." I raced to the hospital with my heart pounding. I had been there for Emily's first steps, first heartbreak, first car accident, and now I would be there for her first child. When I arrived, Emily was already deep into labor, her hair matted to her forehead, her hands clutching the hospital bed rails with white-knuckled ferocity. I stroked her hair, whispered soothing words, and tried to be the rock she needed. After 14 grueling hours, her daughter, my granddaughter, was born. Perfect, red-faced, wailing to the world. It was the most beautiful sound I had ever heard. Tears streamed down all our faces. Jason cut the cord, and they placed the tiny baby on Emily's chest. It should have been pure joy, pure celebration. But that's when everything changed. As the nurse gently lifted the newborn for weighing, Emily suddenly grabbed my wrist, her nails digging into my skin so hard it hurt. Her eyes, my God, her eyes, were wide, terrified, darting around the room like a trapped animal. "Mom," she whispered, voice quivering so violently I could barely hear her over the bustle of the hospital room. "Mom, hide, under the bed. Now, please." I stared at her, confused. Was she delirious, hallucinating from the medication? But there was something in her voice that left no room for argument. Without thinking, I dropped to my knees and squeezed myself under the hospital bed, my heart pounding against the cold, sterile tile floor. From my hidden vantage point, I could only see shoes, ankles, the wheels of machines. I pressed my hand over my mouth to stay silent, my mind racing. Had someone followed us? Was she in danger? Was the baby? Minutes ticked by like hours. Nurses moved about. Jason murmured soothing words. And then, he arrived. I recognized the heavy, deliberate steps immediately. Dr. Harris. But he wasn't Emily's assigned doctor. Not today. She had been under the care of Dr. Matthews, a kind, older woman with a soft voice and gentle hands. So why was Dr. Harris here? And why did Emily seem so afraid? "Good afternoon, Emily," Dr. Harris said, his voice smooth but strange, like oil spreading over water. "Congratulations on your beautiful baby." "Thank you," Emily said, her voice so tight it barely sounded like her own. I watched as his polished shoes inched closer to the bed. "You know," he continued almost casually, "it's incredible how fate works. All the threads of life, weaving and twisting. Funny, isn't it?" I couldn't see Emily's face, but I could feel her tension through the very air in the room. Dr. Harris chuckled, a low, unpleasant sound. "Anyway, I just wanted to check in. Make sure everything's proceeding smoothly." A pause. "And to remind you, some secrets are meant to stay buried." Every muscle in my body stiffened. What secrets? What was he talking about? Suddenly, Jason spoke up, his voice firm. "Thank you, doctor, but Emily needs rest. Please let her recover." There was a pause, and then Dr. Harris's shoes shifted, as if he had turned toward Jason. "Of course, rest is important," he said. "But remember, rest doesn't erase the past." With that, his shoes clicked away, his steps fading into the distance. I stayed hidden for what felt like forever, even after the door clicked shut. When Jason finally helped me out from under the bed, Emily was sobbing quietly, holding her newborn tightly against her chest. I hugged her fiercely, even as my mind screamed with questions. It was later, when we were alone, that she told me everything. The story she had hidden from me, from everyone. Months earlier, when Emily had been about 6 months pregnant, she'd started volunteering at a small rural clinic as part of her nursing training. That's where she met Dr. Harris. At first, he seemed kind, if a little intense. He offered to mentor her, told her she had tremendous potential, but the strange things began happening. Charts going missing, patients given wrong medications. And always, somehow, Emily was blamed. Dr. Harris would pull her aside, whisper in her ear, "You need to be careful. One mistake could cost you your future." Emily grew terrified. She realized too late that Dr. Harris was orchestrating it all, framing her, isolating her. One night she stayed late, trying to recheck patient files. That's when she stumbled across something horrifying, a secret ledger, records of unauthorized experiments, patients, mostly vulnerable, poor individuals, being subjected to treatments without their knowledge. And Dr. Harris was behind it all. Emily had managed to take photos on her phone, but when she confronted him, he laughed. "Who do you think they'll believe?" he said. "A pregnant little intern or a respected doctor?" Terrified, Emily backed down, but not before filing an anonymous report to the hospital board. An investigation had begun quietly, but nothing public had been announced. And Emily? She kept her head down, focusing on the birth of her child, trying to forget the nightmare she had uncovered. Until today, until Dr. Harris had walked into her hospital room with that knowing, menacing smile. I held her trembling hands as she finished the story. "You were right to hide me," I said. "You were so brave." But Emily shook her head, tears streaming. "I'm not brave, Mom. I'm scared. What if he comes back? What if he tries to hurt the baby?" That night I stayed with Emily at the hospital. Jason took turns sleeping in the chair. Every time a nurse came in, every time footsteps echoed in the hallway, my heart seized. We reported everything to hospital security, but they dismissed it as a misunderstanding. After all, Dr. Harris had an impeccable reputation. It wasn't until a week later, when an anonymous news article broke the story wide open, that everything changed. Dr. Harris was arrested. Investigators uncovered years of malpractice, illegal experiments, and cover-ups. Emily's anonymous report had been the catalyst. She had brought him down, even if she hadn't known it at the time. The day the news broke, Emily held her baby tight and cried in relief. "I thought I was bringing a child into a broken, dangerous world," she whispered to me. "But maybe there's hope after all." I kissed her forehead and smiled through my own tears. "You gave her life," I said, "and you gave her a world that's just a little safer." Now every time I see my granddaughter's bright, shining eyes, I remember that day. The terror, the confusion, the overwhelming love, the choice to hide, and the bravery it took to face the truth. Life isn't always simple. It's messy. It's terrifying. It's beautiful. Sometimes the people we love the most will ask us to do the strangest things. Sometimes, without understanding why, we have to trust them, hide under the bed, cling to hope, stand against fear. Because sometimes the ones who seem the most fragile are the strongest of us all. And that strength, that fierce, incredible love, is what saves us in the end. Thank you for listening to our story today. If you were moved, shocked, or just plain glued to your screen, don't forget to subscribe for more unbelievable real-life stories. Hit that like button to show your love and drop a comment below. Have you ever been asked to do something crazy in the name of love or trust? I'd love to hear your stories too. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and always, always listen to your heart, even when it tells you to hide under the bed.